or backline at the same time. So an Ana in that regard is better because you can just snipe through heals throughout the point. And you don't have to worry about moving. So
he's got to worry about the sight lines though, because xepheR is on the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. It's going to be game number 3, Movistar Riders versus Cloud9 in the lower bracket, and xepheR opens it up.
Wow.
Headshot onto Dante.
That's
says,
huge.
You're right, lads. Pop it in.
Crucially, neptuNo has to deal with him here because Kolsti is so low. He probably has to play on the pack. neptuNo is also playing on the pack up there above the point too, actually. No one is contesting xepheR at all, and this is so bad from Movistar Riders. They need someone badly to just shoot this guy down.
Wow. Ridiculous. He's just setting them up so much. Gods, he just, essentially xepheR calls who's low. Gods just immediately switch strikes onto them, brings them down.
That was fantastic.
Really good push.
Fantastic execution from Cloud9, and the adaptation just simply wasn't there from them. They don't have a diva or anybody to try and contest the Widowmaker. Perhaps if xwoosh wanted to get up in his face, or neptuNo uses his translocator to get up there, but at least they're going to have the EMP for this fight.
I think it's kind of poorly played from Movistar Riders, though, that how you approach that first point. I mean, Dante got sniped off the start. You have to be prepared that there's a Widowmaker going to come up.
It's very popular.
Yeah, it's very popular. So, I mean, you just have to play accordingly, play patient, and then you can let neptuNo deal with the Widowmaker alone, and then you can play your composition. It's very undisciplined play, I'd say, for Movistar Riders on that first point.
Trading a bit of damage here. Cloud9 still with the defense, or with the attack, I should say.
Yeah, they didn't really, I mean, they took that one so quickly that they had no opportunity to snowball into B. I guess that was the silver lining of giving it up within the first 30 seconds or something. The bad point is that they now have almost 7 minutes when they started. 7 minutes to be able to contest point B. It seems almost inevitable, and with pulse bombs like that, they're going to be opening windows for themselves. Great sleep dart out from Dante, and the bionic grenade hits onto Gods, who was trying to come in there. Hacked as well. How is he able to escape there and pick up the kill onto Dante?
He's not going to get away with that. Yeah, xwoosh puts an end to him. Still going to be hacking at the half packs, and it will be the defense. So almost a half-hearted effort there by Cloud9. I guess they wanted to force out a few ultimates, but neptuNo used the EMP already up to 50%.
Do you know what? Cloud9, when they were playing actually against Misfits, had an excellent answer to the Sombra. It was so well executed when they came into Anubis B. They had Gods with xepheR on the Zarya. They give him the nano boost. They were running a nano in that composition, although Roolf is currently on the Zen because he has his ultimate active as well. But they shoved the nano boost in super deep, gave him a bubble, Surefour with the barrage on the other side, and they wiped Misfits really quickly.
It was lovely. It's lovely to see, actually, well executed. Now they're moving in, though. Before starting our Transcendence, xwoosh using his Dragon Blade. 1-for-1 traded the ultimate. Not too bad, actually. And Logix putting in work as well. That's going to force out the EMP now. Movistar Riders in a firm position, but KAISER's on the point. Primal Rage going to be ending. Hacked up as well. He's in a sticky situation. Drops down the bubble. And it's going to fall regardless of that. So, again, decent defense. Cloud9 didn't manage to get a tick there. But it's just, it's so hard. It's a battle of attrition moving into this final checkpoint.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, Adam invested that ultimate there just to get them in a position where they can build up everybody else's, I feel. Like, they're going for a full ultimate bank with this one. They want xepheR to have the Graviton. They want Gods to be in a position where he can use that Nano Blade. Adam's going to generate his ultimate by the time everybody else does anyway, so why not buy a little bit of a skirmish for your team to be able to generate the ults? They've got a huge amount of time to work with.
Still going to be trying to find the kills. Surefour brings down xwoosh. Pulse bomb is used, as well as the EMP. They're forcing out a lot of ults here. Surefour very weak. I thought that was KAISER, but Kolsti using the Primal Rage to find the kill onto Surefour in the end. Uh-oh, God's in trouble.
He's been hacked up, he's been taken down, but again, Cloud9 are actually doing a good job at forcing out ultimates from Movistar Riders, and they're actually having to use a couple. Movistar Riders are not being able to win the fight just with a single ult, a single EMP, and be able to win. And that has reset the ultimate situation for Kolsti. All of these little plays just giving Cloud9 a bit more of an edge, and now they've gone to the composition that was so good against Misfits, breaking them open on Anubis B. This Nano Blade is going to be crucial by the time Roolf builds it up.
Yes, but the timing is sort of inconvenient, I'd say here. They have to build these ultimates up, and they already are down to 3.5 minutes left. Movistar Riders, they're going to have the EMP up and the Nanovisor as well. So it's bad timing, I'd say, for Cloud9 here.
Here we
go. They're gonna actually pull for ultimates.
We're going for it. Surefour used the barrage. Gods doesn't get anything out with his own little Dragon Blade. Finnsi going to be using the Nano Visor as well. Popping it off. Brings down Adam, but he's forced into the back lines. Movistar Riders with the defense. Finding the kills. You know, the initiation was there by Cloud9, but
I don't get that. I don't know why they invested the Dragon Blade and the
now-
Barrage to be able to take that. Maybe they were hoping for a one tick to be able to then generate up their ultimates and be able to go in, but they didn't have either support ultimate live, and now Surefour's made a switch.
I think pulling the Blade alone or the Barrage alone is fine, because you're basically forcing out the Nanovisor on the side of Movistar Riders. They are going to probably force out the EMP here before they start investing, but on the side of Cloud9, they're really starting to build up all their ultimates, and they're probably going to look to take this or the next fight to be the winning push for them.
They got the Graviton live as well. It's taken a while. Roolf now with the Nano Boost as well. If they can get Gods to build up a Blade, that's going to be absolutely pivotal. In this fight, they're trying to force out the EMP.
This is the one fight. They're almost got the ultimates online. xepheR 5% away from that Graviton surge. Now they're going to be initiating again. Bubble used into the back lines. Going to get hacked up as well. neptuNo still holding on to the EMP. Relocates himself away. Hacked up as well, so he can't actually pop off this Graviton surge, even though he does have it. KAISER using it in the background. That's going to force out. And good bait there. Using the sound barrier. Cloud9, this is the fight to take for them. He was going to be coming out. Graviton surge only connects onto one. And neptuNo does relocate away, but he gets caught into it. Surefour now mashing them. Fight for fight. Post bomb. Locked down. Brings down neptuNo. xepheR going to be getting this nano boost as well. Only 30 energy on him, though. Not really finding the kills for him, but it is going to be a tick on the board for Cloud9 here. Still fighting this even further forward. Gods finding the picks. Moving in. This could be the fight they're trying to win. Are they going to be able to get the second tick? However, neptuNo relocates away. A good stagger for now. But Movistar Riders coming up. Do they have the players to defend this with? It's not going to be the case in Cloud9.
That was far better than I thought it would be coming into that fight from Cloud9. They managed to pull the pieces out of there. They used the nano boost onto xepheR, and he didn't even have that much charge, but they still got value out of it. Movistar Riders kind of fell to pieces.
The sound barrier by Adam. Baiting around the corner, the hack came out, but because they didn't have the line of sight onto Adam, he could get the sound barrier off immediately afterwards, and they just rode the EMP out.
Yeah, saw an opportunity.
It was honestly wonderful. Great execution by Cloud9.
I think you want to play a bit more aggressive with the EMP, knowing that Cloud9 has so many ultimates up for themselves. You know that Cloud9 is going to just take this one fight. They probably only had one fight where they had all 5 or 6 ultimates up on the side of Cloud9. So I think you want to play a bit more aggressive, knowing that they have so many ultimates up, and not let Cloud9 set up in such a way that they have such a good way of winning that fight.
Normally teams, when they play Temple of Anubis B defense with the EMP, and the enemy is approaching from the catacombs area towards the right-hand side, will go directly into it, translocate in, try and take it very aggressive, deny any ability to engage. But Movistar Riders were almost nowhere to be seen. They'd opened the door for Cloud9. Cloud9 approached from the left-hand side from their perspective, got onto the point, and there was almost no contestation from that area.
Well, they played a soldier, I believe, on Finnsi, which leaves... you basically want to poke a lot more because you have a soldier and you don't have that much engaged potential. But in that scenario, I probably would have liked to see a neptuNo go a bit more aggressive with the Sombra, just because a bit of a surprise factor, and you can probably get that hack onto Adam, which is very crucial.
In terms of the execution here, it looks like Cloud9 are outpacing Movistar Riders. Both teams know what they want to run and how they want to approach the game. They have their style set and their game plan. But Cloud9 have just been slightly better at both recognizing the opportunities and executing well. Cloud9 at the moment on the defense, and they've got the Ana and the Pharah. This is interesting. Surefour's excellent at the point A Anubis defense with the Pharah. Just so beautiful at playing the sightlines, but they'll have to be
against
he's
Logix.
up against Logix.
So double hit scan coming out for them. Dante as well with the Zenyatta Discord orbs. He needs to be careful. Logix can be covering his exits as well with the grenade. Surefour hiding.
Oh!
He doesn't realise Logix is mincemeat. Good night, sweet prince, and that is an opening for them. Surefour going to have that Discord orb popped off to him. Still in a bit of trouble now. They disengage coming out from Movistar Riders, but it's too late. They just run them down. KAISER with the Tesla cannon finding the picks here and there. xwoosh might get demeched as well. Dante's going to be trying to lay down the damage. He forgot where the door was for a second there, but God's putting in the work. And that is a good defense for now by Cloud9.
Two really crucial things there. First, that Logix doesn't see Surefour, obviously, and gets picked. The second was a long-range biotic grenade from Roolf that actually caught onto Kolsti and meant that even though he was getting the Harmony Orb on him, he was still taken down. And as soon as they pick the main tank, they lack any pressure or any ability to disengage with the shields. And Surefour again sat in the corner, seeing if somebody's going to cross his path.
For now, Logix. Again, playing that line of sight. Cloud9 are familiar with this and they'll have to attempt to play around it. Logix is searching for the headshot onto KAISER. He's found an angle. KAISER's very low, forced to pop the bubble early. He's leaping back, but Logix flicks him straight out the air, snipes him. like a clay pigeon. And there we go. We're moving in. Finnsi finds another frag. Surefour, though, if he's got anything to say about it, moves into the back lines, takes care of Logix himself. He just sneakily worked his way around the flank there for his team. Still defendable for now. xepheR as well, putting in the work. Goes for the Swiss strike with the bio grenades. Now they're going to be using the nano boost onto xepheR, I believe, trying to stall this point out, trying to take it for as long as they possibly can. But Kolsti as well has this primal rage to work with, finding the kills. Look at that tracking.
What do you think of the nano boost target being the diva there in that situation being forced? Because he was demeched very quickly and then it's useless.
I think it's okay. I think you probably want to use the nano boost anyway. I mean, Roolf swapped to a Sombra here, so he probably just wanted to get rid of the ultimate.
Just a little bit of value.
Yeah, add a bit of survivability to the diva, a bit more stall.
This is
all a good first point defense from Cloud9.
Yes, this is dangerous now for them though, because all of the ultimates basically are up for Movistar Riders, and they've got the massive pick potential of Logix here, moving from the Widowmaker over. Oh, look at that right click! That was absolutely filthy.
What is that? No way. xepheR moves in the Dragon Blade, swiping down at him before he can get off anything. Finds a second one. This is looking absolutely textbook so far. Now Gods wants to move in. KAISER going to be using his primal rage as well. They're finding the picks. Great defense by Cloud9 there, claiming the quad kill.
But as you said, Sacho, that was very dangerous. I think that if you're Roolf, you probably want to hang on to the nano boost and you don't want to swap up to Sombra so early, knowing that Movistar Riders has so many ultimates up for your side. You want to keep that nano boost just to prevent the snowball in this scenario.
That was a massive opening for them, and Cloud9. I think, there we go. Roolf not quite able to get back up there. But Cloud9 did an amazing job, actually, of being able to hold on, because Movistar had a fantastic initiation as well. That right click onto Surefour removes him and any threat of the back line. Roolf doesn't have his EMP out live. He obviously does now, though. Going to be able to drop down, playing this one really aggressively. Drops into them. They're running the Ana, not the Zen. Slightly more difficult to pick up, although they do find the kill onto Dante. Movistar Riders don't look phased.
No, Cloud9 still trying to get this defense about. Movistar Riders moving in though, running him down. Finnsi trying to dodge and juke, will not escape God's grasp. And they are finding the picks here and there. Still no tick on the board for Movistar Riders. It's a bit of a dry push there, trying to force out a few ultimates, and they've got them online.
That was a bit scary on the side of Cloud9 in a way, because Roolf, he used his EMP a bit prematurely, and he didn't get that many people in the hack itself. And you can see Movistar Riders moving in after that EMP, because they were trying to look for any kind of picks with the Roadhog. So a bit premature usage of the EMP, but he already has it up again.
Yeah,
why does it matter?
That's the power of Sombra.
Yep.
You're going to have this for pretty much every fight that happens. Movistar Riders with 4 minutes left. Cloud9 managed to execute with 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Roolf drops down, EMP live.
And immediately look at that, they're just giving up. Movistar Riders realize the fight is futile, and they will just let it slip into Cloud9's grasp again.
That's actually kind of tilting, because going into that fight, you're like, okay, they use the EMP, right? This is the fight we take. This is the fight we try to win. And you just go in and okay, they have another EMP. Like, okay, go out, boys.
But now,
yep.
now we can go.
This is
the fight. Movistar Riders, though, they have to be fast. They have to use that tiny window of opportunity, and it really is tiny. It's like a letterbox that they're trying to crawl through, not a window. And Roolf already on 20%. He's going to be building that up. Might have it, in fact, for a later fight. But Movistar Riders need to use their ultimates, and they need to be fast about it. They're giving them time.
Yeah, still only 32%, so no EMP moving into the back. It's going to be the soundbar used by Movistar Riders. Dante using that bio grenade, keeps himself nice and healthy. Gods has to back off for now. Ultimate's also being used, though. Now Gods moving in with the Dragon Blade, trying to slice down. Dante works his magic onto him. Tries to basically get body blocked, but it doesn't work out for him. It's going to be the triple kill. The defense, once again, is there. Movistar Riders, this committal to the fight is bizarre in a way.
And overall, I'm just very impressed by Cloud9's positioning and their discipline in this regard, which I think Bishop has installed into them. I mean, Movistar Riders, they just ran into with their ultimates and they just try to get any picks with the Roadhog, etc. But Cloud9, they just waited it out. No one got picked on the side of Cloud9, and they just re-engaged.
Now they've made some switch-ups in their composition. They'd already invested Finnsi and Logix ults along with the sound barrier in that previous fight. Now they've swapped them over, so they're running a Zarya. They can get a deeper dive in, and they can also protect and peel for Dante if he gets attacked by Gods, who has been focusing almost exclusively on him. They're going to engage now. Nanoblade in from xWoosH. He's been hacked a little bit, booped up in the air.
He can't find the targets, he can't even switch strike to them because he's been hacked up, and meanwhile the fight kicking off in the dark area. Switch strike down, puts in the damage, but is it going to be enough for them? Movistar Riders clinching this one out. They're finding picks here and there, but there's only 3 remaining. Surefour and Roolf popping off in the background, finding frags all over the place. xWoosH on 75, how has to back off. Cloud9 again, another stand, really just a solid defense.
And the key pick here from KAISER is, again, the Reinhardt. And one has to wonder if it's to counter Finnsi on the Zarya in this scenario. They're probably going to start building on that, what we saw on Gibraltar with KAISER. Maybe trying to counter Finnsi's Zarya with his own Reinhardt.
The game plan looks amazing here for Cloud9. They know what to react to in all times, and that's not just because of Bishop and having the game plan. You need a guy within the server to be able to call that out. You need a guy on the roster that's able to take charge and actually know when to implement those strategies. Adam seems to be doing an excellent, I mean, if it is Adam, it seems like he's taking on more of the responsibilities of the shot calling for them. It's been excellent so far for the North American team. And this fight as well, getting the early picks. God's able to apply so much pressure from the front, not even having to invest his Dragon Blade.
And it's so frustrating, right, for Movistar Riders, because they're basically trying to counter Cloud9's composition, but Cloud9 are just themselves countering Movistar Riders. So what the difference we saw with Cloud9's offense was that Cloud9, they played their own game. They built their own ultimates and they played off their own, what they had available. Movistar Riders, they're struggling to find something that works here, because every time they swap to something they believe in, then Cloud9 just counters it with their own heroes.
This is it, do or die time. Movistar Riders, 20 seconds on the clock. They need to make the movement, but KAISER has built up that Earth Shatter across the board. The whole arsenal of ultimates here for Cloud9. They can definitely work their magic. xwoosh only has the Dragon Blade to work with. Movistar Riders desperately trying to build up their ultimates. Leading into this, very passive as well. KAISER goes for the charge! He finds it onto Logix. That is godly. Moving him with the EMP. Overtime ticking down. Earth Shatter onto two of them. Gods is finishing him up as well with the Dragon Blade. And he's finding the pick. xwoosh will fall. Overtime down. And Cloud9 are going to be winning. You're so
He loves it. Oh. Someone, I think, probably called that he was coming through the catacombs, and KAISER is loving that one.
My boy.
That was fantastic.
That was the play of the playoffs in this scenario.
xwoosh as well on the xepheR in this situation as they start out on offense. They've got to know that there's going to be tanky comms coming out here from Cloud9 as well. And xepheR on the Zarya rather than the D.Va in this situation.
Okay, we're going to be moving into it. It's Eichenwalde, 2-1 currently to Cloud9. Movistar Riders need to win this to avoid getting knocked out of the competition. Gods with the flick, the right click. Makes quick work on Logix, and that will put an end to the push for now. Still, the aggression coming out by Cloud9, searching for the hook. Almost connected. Gods is a little bit on fire today.
And this is going to be a bit annoying for Movistar Riders. They are playing the Pharah, which is a direct counter to Cloud9's composition, which is a triple tank and a tracer. Basically, there's nothing to deal with this Pharah that xwoosh is playing. But because you're playing that Pharah, Movistar Riders are forced to play so slow. And naturally, Cloud9 is just going to buy so much time with his first one.
That is an amazing hook to be able to finish this one off. Gods is a fantastic roadhog. The guy's got so much versatility. I wasn't expecting him to be so good on Genji coming into this tournament, but he's just added another hero to his arsenal. He played main tank for this team before as well. Is there nothing this guy can't do? He's a literal god.
Honestly, his hero pool is so massively wide. We don't really talk about Gods quite a bit, when that's probably not doing him justice, because he is one of the star players, I feel like, in a way for Cloud9.
He's certainly proven it so far.
He can even play Reinhardt.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
better than you?
Oh, no.
You've still got confidence in yourself.
Connects the kill.
I have quite a
It's going to be a quick barge as well, being popped off for them. Dante is going to be the nano boost used onto xepheR as well. Not a lot of charge on him. Got to the hook, but a post bomb by Logix in close quarters will collect the double kill. Already 2 ticks on the board here for Movistar Riders, running it forward, and they should be able to claim this. Still a little bit of concession coming out. xepheR will fall quite late though in this engagement, and there you have it. Movistar Riders with a quick first capture on Eichenwalde.
Feeling confident running the triple DPS, as you were saying, Reinforce, into their triple tank coming out from Cloud9. Will Cloud9 stick to it? The problem here is that they're so close to 2 massive ultimates from KAISER and xepheR that I don't think they want to switch off, but the tank isn't as good in this portion of the map.
Yes, and this is a very common mistake, I'd say. I think in a lot of times you feel too confident in trying to get a good Graviton off. I mean, Dante has his Transcendence up. Like, regardless of who xepheR is catching in this Graviton Surge, and Dante is just going to counter the Graviton Surge. I don't think it's worth staying with the Zarya or the Reinhardt in this scenario. You're not going to win fights with these 2 ultimates.
EMP used as well from neptuNo. They're seeing if they can find a bit of a follow-up. Gods and Adam caught with it. KAISER's also fallen before he could get his Earth Shatter off. And again, this Graviton, like you're saying, difficult to get value out of it. Dante has used his Transcendence in this situation, and they only have a single support. So now is potentially the time that you're going to get the most value out of it.
Yeah, sure, but you already gave up a fight, right? Because you were playing according to that Zarya and Reinhardt. So they might get a good Graviton off here because Dante doesn't have the Transcendence up anymore. But already you've lost a fight based on these 2 picks.
Okay, Bramble Rage used here by Kolsti, trying to walk around Cloud9 a bit. There's a Graviton, connects onto two of them, or three of them, I should say. It's like not coming out for XWoosH, but he tries his hardest regardless of that. Cloud9 win a sure engagement there off the back of that Graviton.
But they've only won one fight, and they essentially traded 1 for 1 by going for that. xepheR can now switch off, actually going for the Winston, so that's an interesting one. I was expecting them to go over to the D.Va. But Movistar Riders are building up the EMP, and they're just going to slowly chunk their way through Eichenwalde by hoping that they win every fight where they use the EMP, and they got to dodge the hammer coming out from KAISER.
It's like a fadeaway fire strike, almost hit neptuNo there, almost claimed the kill. Can't work out for him. Still, he's holding onto the turf shatter, looking for some maximum value out of it. Movistar Riders, what have they got to block it? Not a lot. neptuNo moves in with the EMP, searching for capabilities. KAISER still rotating around, but initially, Movistar Riders going to be claiming the first blood. Now Earth Shatter doesn't connect.
Oh, it does
onto one, two, in fact. Moves into the back. The burst damage being popped off for them, and Gods is definitely there. Brings down Dante in the process. Still, Logix going to be meeting his maker once again. Swift strike into Finnsi, 66 HP on the man. Pops off the tactical visor.
Wow.
Helix Rockets finds a couple. 3 kills off the back of it. That is surprising. It's still Cloud9 holding strong for the time being, but Movistar Riders are going to be moving into the fight. Kolsti leaps forward. Gains a bit of ground for his team. Cloud9 have 4 ultimates to work with, so they can still defend with this.
Finnsi clutched that one. That should not have got as much value as it did, but that Helix Rocket onto Adam and then immediately flicking around for just a tail end of it to catch Surefour, just as he had blinked forwards into them. Great value from Finnsi out of that one. Now the EMP comes out. It didn't quite catch Gods though, so his ultimate's still live. That's forced out the Transcendence around the cart here. Another brawlers. Cloud9 don't want to give this one up for free.
Yeah, that's acceptable. Gods using the Dragon Blade, forced out a couple of ultimates, and that'll be popping off though. Movistar Riders already claimed 2 kills. The hat comes out, and Gods cannot escape whatsoever. He's going to be brought down once again. And this payload is moving at a rapid rate right now. Cloud9 used a lot of ultimates in that fight. Adam's going to die quite late. KAISER tries to defend it, but they're just staggering these kills out. So it will be going to this 3rd checkpoint now onto Eichenwalde. Movistar Riders with almost 3 minutes on the clock here.
xepheR now moving over to the D.Va. Getting pressured and demaced actually instantly. The damage coming out of Movistar Riders is utterly ridiculous. neptuNo stuck with his Sombra all the way through as well, and if they get one good fight here, they could get a massive amount of pushing time. This is, I mean, Movistar Riders have looked supremely comfortable on the Sombra this entire tournament.
Look at this aggression onto KAISER. B's going to have to get dropped. Pulse Bomb just narrowly avoids him. The heals are there, but the kill's going to be rolling in regardless of that. Promo Rage used by Kolsti as well, staggering this fight out for him. Cart still moving forward. Finnsi using the tactical visor. He claims a kill. He puts in the Helix Rockets as well, so he's definitely putting in the damage for his team. Now Surefour, one man on a mission, trying his hardest to defend it, but XWoosH is also on the mission of his own. Into the back lines, absolutely savagely destroying them, and Cloud9 could not get the defense in time.
Spectacular offense coming out there. I think that KAISER staying on the Reinhardt is an okay move strategically wise, right? It can probably work if you play it right. But going up versus neptuNo's Sombra, it's a bit too slow. And I think that showed on the last point. They were like, okay, they're playing a Sombra, we have to go triple DPS. But KAISER was still stuck on that Reinhardt because of xepheR swapping to the Winston on the 2nd point. So I think they just didn't react in time for the Sombra, and Movistar Riders just eventually snowballing with the EMPs.
The D-Mech as well from xepheR, immediately, as soon as he switches over to D.Va, his health just vanished. It was taken down so fast, and KAISER as well just melts as soon as he goes for any kind of forward aggression.
Yeah, did xepheR get the back spawn though? So he was forced to run back, because it could be very unfortunate. He just lost the mech because he,
It could well be. I don't know. I didn't quite catch it on the screen. But what do you think of him going over to the Winston earlier in that, rather than going to a D.Va, for example?
No, but as I said, I think it's fine if that's your strat going into it, right? I think it works against a lot of compositions. I think it's if you play it right, it's a pretty good Winston or a Reinhardt point. You can fight in the castle because it's so tight and it's so very close chokes. And even you can have a lot of control on the payload because you can fight under the bridge, or at least 2 bridges. That's unfortunate. But I mean, both.
In the archway.
Yeah, in the archway. You can have a lot of control on the payload. There's a lot of Earth Shatter possibilities. So I don't think the Reinhardt pick is that bad itself. I just think versus Movistar Riders Sombra, they probably should have swapped to a triple DPS Winston composition, just to match up with the pace that Movistar Riders is setting on the attack.
You don't often see Kolsti on the Reinhardt at all. I am told that he has an excellent Rein, but just doesn't show it very often in the tournaments. This team almost exclusively runs divey compositions. Triple DPS has been their bread and butter for months.
going to go for the just fire strike at the gate? I guess so. He's going to try and get that early charge and
Eaten up
get eaten
immediately.
up immediately. Yep, xepheR just consumes it. Nom nom nom. Cloud9 going to be going for the dive comp. Surefour makes the switch to Soldier 76 as well. Pretty, as soon as they see the composition that Movistar Riders are running, they notice the fire, I guess. If you're going for more hit scan.
Yeah, they need something to be able to deal with swoosh. And Surefour on the Tracer, not quite going to be able to do enough damage. They don't go for double hit scan though. Gods is going to stick to the Genji. They need somebody to try and harass the back lines. Logix as well, over on the Zarya. Interesting pick for him, so we've got no Tracers on show in a meta that's incredibly powerful for that particular hero. Movistar Riders instantly getting the D-Mech though onto xepheR again. Really making sure to focus one of the star players for Cloud9.
Look at that damage coming into him. They are going to bring him down. Surefour with a little bit of a flanking maneuver. He's going to be taking a 1-for-1 trade there. Still, Cloud9 looking to wiggle their way onto the point for now. KAISER leaps forward, jumps down, gets the leap damage. Going to be putting in a bit of work, drops the bubble as well. Trying to block it up, support his team in the best way he possibly can. Roolf's also there, not really being contested in the back. This good Orbs coming out and flying at a rapid pace here. xepheR also getting targeted quite suggestively. Still, Cloud9 tangling, I should say, with Movistar Riders onto this point.
Both. It is a bit of a dance. They're posturing, moving backwards and forwards, getting a bit of poke. xepheR, though, now that he's back in his mech and has respawned, able to put a huge amount of pressure onto them and eat up loads of that spam, force them back into the hunting lodge, and a massive amount of damage. Logix was building up his Graviton, but only managed to get to 80% here. Movistar Riders, they're going to move Kolsti over, but stick with the Graviton.
Thoughts, reinforce on these switches ups and whatnot?
Well, we see Logix staying on the Zarya again. Gonna see how they approach this fight. I think Logix, no matter, is just gonna swap out the Zarya, even if he gets a Graviton or not here.
He's looking for it. He needs to be careful though, xepheR, with that defense matrix. Still, beat's gonna be dropped as well by Movistar Riders. Moving in, Gods with the Dragon Blade. Slicing, does collect the kill onto Dante in the back end of it, and now it's gonna be the Graviton used. Connects up to 3 of them, I believe, but the damage not really there. Forward and Transcendence now used as well by Roolf just to really seal the deal. This fight is firmly in the favor of Cloud9. KAISER working his magic onto the point, holding down that mouse one button with ferocity.
I like that much more, though, from Movistar Riders. They play that defense with the Zarya way more aggressively than Cloud9 did in that situation. Hold them inside the archway, and Logix gets a really quick switch off. So now they can go back to a composition that perhaps they're more comfortable with, and it seems to fit the map a little bit more. But they also stall it out like fairly well, so they got value out of that one. And they managed to force out the Transcendence, in fact, so no support ults for Cloud9.
Yeah, and they have a non-advisor coming up here, and there's no support elements on the side of Cloud9. So just shutting down xepheR on the D.Va, and Finnsi should be good to go here.
Trading evenly as it stands, but Kolsti's going to fall. That's the only tank you've got for Movistar Riders falling in that fight. Nothing to really contest Finnsi. He's going to get jumped on now, brought very low. Needs the heals from Dante, but Dante's in trouble of his own. And look at that, the dive by Cloud9. He immediately capitalized on that mistake. Pick up 3 quick and easy kills. Still, ultimates across the board. Movistar Riders in a sheer driving position now, but Cloud9 are pushing this payload forward with a lot of speed and momentum.
And that's the problem with playing a 3 DPS composition here from the Movistar Riders. They're playing so passive, despite them playing 3 DPS, so they can't really contest the cart. They can't really play around the cart. I think they need to be more aggressive when they play this style of 3 DPS and sort of win the fight, so then they can go and make sure Cloud9 doesn't push the payload.
Here they come. Dragon Blade going to be used as well here by xepheR. Moves into the back. Now it's God's turn to strike. He slices and he finds the kill, but Kolsti's there to return the favor, finding 2 more frags of his own. Finnsi using the tactical visor to just negate the majority of it, and Cloud9 are not going to be winning this fight. It will be the defense from Movistar Riders, something they needed to win as they expended a lot of ultimates to do so.
A huge amount of ults used. The Kolsti's able to really get out and engage there onto the bridge. Uses the Primal Rage. Both of the DPS ultimates used. Finnsi going back to the Zarya there, moving back to spawn. It's that's an interesting swap up. They've still got the Ana as well.
Yeah, but it is probably a swap to counter xepheR's D.Va here. It is sort of a close point, so I think Zarya in many ways is pretty viable here to counter the D.Va specifically.
Looking good so far. Now the initiation comes in, speed boost as well as that. Going to be using Sound Barrier to just try and work their way in. Sleep Dart does not connect onto Gods there, but still taking a slow-paced fight. Poston going to be sent flying. Adam just strolls straight into it. Now the damage being done. It's going to be the Primal Rage used as well here by KAISER to try and prolong out this fight, but KAISER, bit of a wasted ultimate there. He realizes he's going to be trying to leap back. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
he's flying.
And he's off.
Goodbye. Logic's not quite going to be able to.
Oh,
yeah, they do.
that's dagger.
But the key problem there for Cloud9 was they engaged with the sound barrier, but Roolf had been hit by a biotic grenade, and so he was much easier to take down and wasn't able to invest his transcendence in. They got that pick very early on because Dante hit a crucial biotic that was able to get them the pick on the Cloud9 support.
Yeah, and I think they were a bit desperate. They probably saw Finnsi using his own shield onto himself, and they just reacted and just ran him over, but it was a bit too desperate maybe.
Wow, that transcendence so early.
Yeah, that was odd. I don't know if it got forced out, but they're going to be finding kills regardless of that. Cloud9 trying to move off the back of it. It's going to be the Dragon Blade used. Nano Blade on XWoosH. He's so low though. All he needed is a little bit of damage, but they're not finding it. They back off. KAISER finds his way around. The crowd's loving it behind us. I'm not too sure what they're wooing at, but...
The Dragon Blade. I mean, that was a nice investment
Yes.
of ultimates from XWoosH and Dante, but the crucial point there is that the Transcendence was forced out so early on. I don't know whether Logix was applying pressure and Roolf wanted to commit to it, or perhaps he intended to switch to Ana all along. Is this just for the Nanoblade potential here reinforced?
In many ways, yeah, I think so. I believe so. Cloud9 swapping to a 3 DPS composition here. They're reacting to this area once again.
Goodness. Kolsti just got melted there. 1,000 HP gone in an instant with the Discord Orb and the Bio Grenade on him. Has to back off. And this is do or die time. Cloud9, 17 seconds on the board. xepheR finds the entry, but Surefour's in trouble. Heal's going to be received. Cloud9 making the movements. Post bomb connects. Surefour finds the kill onto Kolsti. They already found 2. Can they get more? Finnsi with the right click is going to be working his magic. Gods as well into the backlines with the... Oh, okay. Finnsi beats him down. Still being contested. Cloud9 trying to work it onto the point. Graviton Surge connecting onto 3 of them. It's going to be the tactical visor by xepheR as well. Now it's going to be the sound barrier used in conjunction with that. Cloud9 trying to take the fight further forward. xepheR with the 4K. Beautiful stuff, but Kolsti's moving in with the nano boost, but he can't get anything done. He's getting brought straight back into the skew. Had they got it, overtime ticking down to a glimmer of hope for Cloud9. KAISER with the defense. Cloud9 trying their hardest here. Post bomb being used, and they will get it. A minute 30 left to work with.
That was a massive investment from Movistar Riders. They absolutely wanted to hold them there, and they don't have to. They could have saved those ultimates for the rest of the fight. If they use a Graviton and a Nano Boost later on, they're gonna win maybe 1, maybe 2 fights later down the road, and this area is much more defensible. So that's a massive investment there just before the first second checkpoint.
Look at this now. neptuNo. He's got the sound barrier. They want to be trying to use it. It's going to be the nano boost used into the back lines. Onto the Winston, searching for the damage capability as well, putting in work. KAISER can't really be brought down, but the heals are definitely there. Post bomb comes out, does a bit decent amount of damage to the tanks, bringing them down to about half HP. The Dragon Blade also going to be used by XWoosH to try and clinch this one out. But Cloud9 moving forward with a bristling pace here in the final moments of this game. Movistar Riders with defense though. neptuNo finding the kills with the Sonic Amplifier, and Cloud9, they've got 37 seconds to make this happen.
They've held off the most dangerous push there though, I think. Movistar Riders can start building up their ultimates now. They really didn't have them because they committed to the second checkpoint, and Cloud9 had a lot to work with. xepheR's going to be live with his ult along with a Primal Rage, but the time is taken down. There's only 20 seconds.
One more push, as you mentioned, 20 seconds now, moving down to 15. Cloud9 playing it patiently to begin with. And it will be the last ditch effort. Now Kolsti moving in Primal Rage. He's knocked Dante out of the equation. I believe the equation is Roolf actually. Beg your pardon, trying to get knocked around to the back lines. Will end up 4, but xepheR with the tactical visor. Working his magic. Surefour putting in the damage as well. Trying to trade evenly. Overtime ticking over. Movistar Riders, however, finding the kills. Surefour trying to trade it up. Drops down the pulse bomb. Collects the kill onto Kolsti, but is he going to be getting away with this? It's a hard ask for the one man when he's up against the might of Movistar Riders. Getting brought down here. KAISER moves in with his own Primal Rage. Trying to knock them back overtime. Burning down to a crisp. They need to be winning this fight. XWoosH with the Dragon Blade is trying to put an end to it. Slicing down, Roolf will fall, collects 2 kills for the team. Overtime now, going to be falling, still getting staggered up here. Cloud9 desperately trying to make their way onto the point. xepheR, the final man into the equation, but it will not work out for them. Movistar Riders with the hold.
A great play from them. They managed to tie it up 2-2 in the series after a blistering push. Really great offense, and then fantastic work just dragging out that.
Goes home, it's Oasis. Cloud9 thought to be favoured coming into this, and they're going to be rolling out into the city centre section here of Oasis.
Without a Pharaoh Mercy.
Without the Pharaoh Mercy.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Rogue matchup versus Cloud9 earlier. Pretty much the same compositions we saw then. But this time, Cloud9 is taking a more aggressive approach. They're not standing in the corners by the cars on the right-hand side. They're actually taking a lot of position on the point here.
A lot of pressure on xepheR as well to perform here. Here's their guy to watch, but Logix falls immediately. Bit of pressure coming out from Gods and Roolf, and they're able to get the early pick. And now with no pressure behind, they can focus fully on the front. Wow. Run down Finnsi. Discord orb planted firmly on Kolsti, and they're able to pick up that kill as well.
What an execution there by Cloud9. They split Surefour off onto the right-hand flank. They committed the rest of the team, the tanks, the heavy bruisers, onto the left flank, and Movistar Riders had to split their resources to keep their team alive, picking them apart at the seams, it felt like. And Cloud9 going to be taking this first capture, at least. Surefour's almost built up the pulse bomb.
And Finnsi's back on the Zarya once again.
Mind games between these two teams. They want to run the counter comps to each other.
I almost want to see Cloud9 actually playing around the Zarya, continuing with their diva. I think there's their strongest chance at this point.
Surefour wants this pulse bomb. He wants it now, but the Discord Orb is going to be forcing him back. It is the suit, I should say, for xepheR. He's going to get brought out of it. The jump in as well. Movistar Riders putting in the damage. Logix with the pulse bomb. Brought down the baby diva. And Dante, meanwhile, taking a 1v1. He's got the help of his team there to assist him. And assuming they clean up here nicely, indeed they do, Movistar Riders, the full team wipe. They get the recapture. City Center.
And look at this, immediately xepheR, Soldier 76. The two teams, they're just trying to run counter comps against each other. But it's not that much of a counter. It's not a hard counter.
No, it's not a hard counter. I mean, it must drain you mentally to just having to swap and not play your comfort picks all the time. I mean, the Cloud9 we saw having played this tournament, they're just playing their 2-2 comps. But they're not being allowed to do it this time. It must be so frustrating.
He's got it. The Dragon Blade is moving in. Goes for the slice. Collects the first kill. Moving in into the back now. Soundbite is going to be used in response by Cloud9 as well as God's own little blade. They're going to be trading kills quite equally in the process. But right now, Movistar Riders with a 3-man advantage. Collecting the kills. Surefour trying to even it out as well. XWoosH might be in a bit of trouble here. Promo Rage being used by KAISER. Wants to give the beat down, and he will finally find him. XWoosH ends up falling. A fight is currently falling in favor of Cloud9. Still, the tail end of it. Going to be dropping the beat. Movistar Riders using that effectively, trying to keep this fight going for as long as they possibly can. Roolf has the Transcendence, so they're going to be looking to take this still. Movistar Riders in control. The point is ticking over. City Center is so difficult to get the flip over just because of how large this one section is.
It is, and Cloud9 have not been able to find the kills before. Dante got his Transcendence online as well, so now they've got another support ultimate active. Roolf now engages with that. But Dante, the pressure, it goes onto him, and he decides not to use his Transcendence.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a reasonable call to make, to be honest.
They've got 70%. If they can use their ultimates to recontest here and recap, I mean, it's still ticking up. They're going to be able to delay for a long time.
I quite like the call not to use the Transcendence. I don't know about you, Reinforce, but the fact that they're saving the ultimates because they know they're going to have plenty of time to recap.
Yeah, well, they got to 82% here. I think that's enough to get to just have to win one fight, and then basically you have a position to the enemy. So you can spam them in their spawn. I think it's fine to save the Transcendence, but given that there were maybe 5 people up, you could have used it. They would have reached 99.
True.
I think fine it's fine regardless.
Yeah. Well,
the issue is that they are now not in control of the point, and therefore their positioning can't be dictated by themselves. They can't take the fights on their own terms. Movistar Riders have got to push into the positioning of Cloud9. Adam's got the sound barrier quicker than neptuNo did, despite the fact that they used it at roughly similar times. He's been able to generate that a little faster, so they've got support ult up.
80% already.
See if they want to use it aggressively in.
So it seems like Movistar are waiting for XWoosH Dragon Blade to come up, and I think they're going to bait out the support ultimates of Cloud9. You can see that Movistar Riders have a lot of ultimates coming up here, but I think they want to bait out something from Cloud9 and just take this fight right on.
Here they come. Cloud9 going to be using the sound barrier defensively here. XWoosH moves in with the Dragon Blade. That's his time to strike. Brings down Roolf. Surefour going to be even it up. Now it's God's turn. Swing and a miss, not quite, as he's going to be collecting that kill and a second one for his team. Now he moves on to the high ground. Not going to be getting the damage in, but the overtime ticket over for them. Cloud9 definitely in the driving seat. Once again, the overtime is going to be ticking down as Kolsti's going to be using his Primal Rage into the tail end of the fight. All they're going to do is try and bring him down. He is going to be buying a lot of time for his team with the overtime ticking over, but he's also very weak and he will fall in the end. xepheR puts an end to him. Still, as we mentioned before, the point very large, quite easy to contest it. Overtime ticket over, beat gets dropped, but not good enough. And Cloud9 going to be claiming that first round.
Both of the sound barrier is really crucial in that situation, actually, because Adam uses his sound barrier, it only catches himself. It was a very defensive ultimate, and that's one of the advantages of using it proactively, is that you know you're going to be able to catch all of your team. There, he used it because he was under pressure. It only caught onto him, so it was a nice start to the fight. But Dante's Transcendence had already been used, and neptuNo was on 99%. He had already seen the rest of his team die before he was in a position to get his ultimate up. At that point, it's a wasted ult. He feels like he has to save it anyway and just use the Primal Rage to delay. Movistar Riders, they were pressured by the fact that they didn't have enough time to get all the ults active that they wanted to use. And this time, as they go into University, this is the stage that they crucially have to win. Because as soon as they go to Gardens, they're under so much pressure.
Starting out with the Zarya here on the side of Movistar Riders. But Cloud9 already on the free DPS. I don't think Movistar Riders is expecting free DPS from Cloud9 here.
Okay, Roolf leading in the damage, still in the back lines in a bit of a troubling scenario. Logix tries to bring him down, but not quite. Brings down to about 100 HP and immediately backs off the rest of his team. Still, point going to be unlocking. Patient plays from both these teams as they wait it out for the initial fight to begin. Damage being done to them as well, looking for openings on either side. Movistar's playing the back lines, and they've even got Kolsti here just in the front lines with those particle barriers, but he is going to get brought down. God finds a second one as well, putting in a decent amount of damage, moving in with the shurikens, finding the work. Finnsi with the particle barriers will keep him up for now, but a two-man advantage for Cloud9 here means they should be in firm control. The point will go their way, still trying to fight it out. They could collect a few more kills, and indeed they do. Shuriken Switch Strike moving in. neptuNo in a bit of trouble, is brought against the wall, and Gods is on fire.
He's picking up so many kills for his team there. Movistar Riders played it really aggressively as well. Finnsi with the Zarya giving bubbles to the rest of his team means that they can afford to pressure the back lines and go in. But Cloud9 wait it out. They poke, they force out the Zarya bubbles, and then as soon as Kolsti jumps without one, they focus him down and get the pick really early on. And now Finnsi swaps over to the Soldier 76. The mind games between these two are so pivotal. But Movistar Riders now back on their triple DPS. This is how they won against Cloud9 in the tiebreaker earlier in the tournament on University. But this time they've given an early position, early ultimate advantage. Cloud9 using them to great effect there.
Yeah, Transcendence used. Logix, though, he potentially might turn this one around. It's a two-man with the post bomb contesting the point. Free up for Movistar Riders, and they turn it around off the back of Logix's plays. Beautiful, beautiful work.
Fantastic stuff from that individual talent. Logix manages to catch two low health targets there. Cloud9 on the back foot now. They have to play into Movistar Riders. Movistar Riders on a comfortable composition for themselves. And Finnsi already up to 81% after one fight.
Yes, managing to win that fight with only using the pulse bomb itself is very crucial. They're going to have so many ultimates and they're going to be in a very good position to snowball off of this.
Still capture coming out now. It's going to be a Dragon Blade. Swoosh trying to defend it with the rest of his team, but support ults used by Cloud9. Soundbarrier going to be defending them for now. It's Gods' turn, I believe, or Swoosh. Yeah, Gods indeed, moving him with the Dragon Blade into the back. Can't quite collect the kill, but Finnsi just runs him down with the assault rifle and still in control. Movistar Riders with a decent hold.
They use both support ultimates to be able to hold on to that, and the Primal Rage and the Dragon Blade. And so Cloud9 have a decent opportunity here, but they still take a little bit of time to be able to take up to their own really powerful, engaging ultimates. The more defensive ults that allow you to get through choke points. And Movistar will have a bit of time, and an orb flies through, takes the head off Surefour, or right to the chest rather. And Movistar Riders continue to tick up 60%. They have to win this stage. I can't see a situation in which they win Oasis and therefore win the entire series without taking University.
It needs to happen. That's the only way Movistar Riders is going to be coming out on top. It is Cloud9's weakest section. Post-bomb sent into the back, doesn't find the kill. Primal Rage used as well, but it's Discord Orb on him. Dante in a lot of trouble. xepheR with the Helix, I should say, into the back. Finnsi is brought down. Movistar Riders immediately losing two players here. Logix is searching for an opportunity with the post-bomb. Still contested on the point, but Cloud9 come out on top, and they do get the recap.
They're looking good here. Cloud9, they've got the opportunity to hold on to this one. And in general, if you're able to bring it on your weakest stage, or what could potentially be their weakest stage, that says something about the better ones as well. Movistar Riders at the moment, they're playing well, but not quite up to the level of Cloud9, it seems, overall. They only have to win a single fight, though, and they've got some ultimates coming online.
Look at this now. Finnsi, tactical visor in hand. Logix with the pulse bomb as well. God's going to be working his magic. He leaps in, doesn't have the Dragon Blade to draw from, but he's going to be putting in a decent amount of damage. Regardless of that, Movistar Riders are the ones coming out on top. No ultimates being used whatsoever, just raw mechanical skill, and they retake the point.
That might be the only fight that they needed to win there. Gods got taken down before he could pick up his Dragon Blade. This is great forwards aggression as well, just denying any possibility of them getting onto them.
Lovely.
Is Surefour in a position to get onto the point? I'm not even sure. 97%, 98, 99. He is, he's around. They forced out the overtime, but so many ultimates here live from Movistar Riders.
Swoosh moves in, Dragon Blade in hand. Soundbarrier comes out from Cloud9, that's clutch. That could have helped them out in the nick of time. Finnsi moving in with the tactical visor into the back, but it is Movistar Riders coming out on top. Finnsi clutching it for his team, just holding down the mouse one, rolling them through with the overtime, and they do claim University. They needed to win that. That was vital.
And Logix, what a player. He basically won the stage itself. He had some clutch pulse bombs there. And I mean, for the last fight, they didn't even have to win without using any ultimates. They had 4 ultimates when Cloud9 was trickling onto the point. That was really impressive play from Logix.
They absolutely needed to pull it out. And this stage, Gardens, is going to be the most interesting for me. Because if they play it multiple times over this map, gives a bit of an advantage over to Cloud9. See if they want to pull out the xepheR Mercy or whether they feel like that's too predictable. It looks like they are going to go with it eventually.
Okay.
Adam and Surefour so comfortable on those heroes in particular. Gods, again, running the Roadhog. This is a composition they didn't use when they were playing online. God's always playing over on the Tracer, but it works so well. He gets the opportunity just to hit targets that are looking at the sky.
Movistar Riders' composition, they're not running a Diva. It's literally just Kolsti as a single tank. Does this scream to you reinforce that they want to be focusing on the ground war as opposed to bringing down Surefour and Adam?
Yeah. It definitely does. They're playing as Zenyatta though, and I don't think Rogue was playing as Zenyatta at first. They had an Ana on Anko, and they swapped to Anko to Sen later in the match. But they're starting off as a Zenyatta here, and Adam is having so much pressure on him already.
Oh, Kolsti's going to be falling first for now. The point is going to get contested up. Cloud9 with the one-man advantage, rolling in the rockets as well. Surefour searching for opportunities. Adam on 40% to his Resurrect already in the first engagement. Damage has been put in. Movistar Riders just trailing in, straggling in these last few players. Logix goes for a pulse one attempt. It's a bit desperate, possibly. But Cloud9 will be the victors, at least for this section.
Kolsti was focusing really heavily on putting pressure on Adam, and now he's switched over to the Diva. So they're running Diva Zarya with no, what most people would consider like a main tank. No Reinhardt, no Winston. Yeah. They're going with 2 kind of off tanks, but the Diva there is intended to be your primary tank.
This is very weird, I'd say, because in general, Winston is a really good... I guess he doesn't want to run the Winston into the Roadhog specifically.
Right.
But overall, I think that you should be able to play a Winston here versus this xepheR Mercy. Although they're playing... Surefour and Adam, they're playing by the ocean side, and so there's no way for Kolsti, if he was a Winston, to reach those guys outside the sea. He's probably just going to be shooting at Adam at all times to make sure that Adam doesn't regenerate any health.
Oh, okay. This is the kind of insight that we bring you in for, you know? Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I'm glad I can contribute to something.
Really interesting.
Adam's positioning, though, has been excellent so far. He's been able to survive tons of pressure coming onto him.
Yep.
And he's got the Resurrect built up. They've been using tempo Resurrects whenever they play this. A single player dies, they bring him back up. It doesn't matter who it is on their team. And that's what we've got to look for. Here comes the Dragon Blade, though. He knows exactly where he is. Oh, and Adam falls down. He was just dodging and juking.
Oh my goodness, and that sets them up for it. Movistar Riders get a free pass here. In this section at least, 3 kills going their way. KAISER uses the Primal Rage. Bit of a waste there, I think, and the ultimate's still being contested up. They have the possibilities here. xepheR's going to be moving in as well. He's even got a self-destruct if he wanted to really stall this one out. Not going to be opting to pop it. Just going to get desuited, and it will get brought down in the end. Contesting the point up where he can. 80% on the board for Cloud9. Movistar Riders, however, do get the recap.
I'm not sure about Zarya here on Movistar Riders. They basically won that fight based on Adam falling down into the sea. So, but I'm not sure on the Zarya. There's no. It's so annoying being able to just play this ground level as a Zarya, and you're not really dealing with the xepheR Mercy. So you're forcing Dante and CWoosH and Kolsti to do a lot of work on by yourself.
Do you know what though? If he fires the Gravitons high up to try and tie Adam and Surefour together, oh wow! That flick with the barrage.
See you later.
CWoosH flies into orbit there for a second, but the Graviton has been used high up. The Resurrect comes in from Adam before he dies, trapped in the middle of that Graviton, but the follow-up just simply was not there for Movistar Riders. Forced to use the support ultimate of their own. They get the pick onto Roolf before he can get it, but the self-destruct comes in, picks off both supports there for Movistar Riders, and the flip is immediate for Cloud9. They've got players alive as well, and 90% on the board.
Yes, but you look at this Zarya and Finnsi, he doesn't have any charge whatsoever. It's so hard for him to play Zarya on this stage. And he had a Graviton, but he doesn't get any work done whatsoever. I don't really agree with this Zarya pick.
If they shoot the Graviton skyward and try and tie up Adam,
it's going to be coming into the overtime here. Adam using the tempo res just to keep them alive. It's going to be the soundbar use as well. Cloud9 taking this into the final moments. Gods with his little sushi sword just slicing him down, finds the kills. Overtime ticking down. Every member of Movistar Riders falling, and Cloud9 claim another round on the board. 2-1. One more round.
They're so
and they're
powerful.
going to be knocking out Movistar Riders.
They're so powerful on that stage.
Yes. xepheR Mercy is very strong, I'd say.
It definitely is.
Well,
But they're also excellent at using it. They play that the positioning and around it. I mean, barring that single death from Adam, where he was really skirting, dancing with death, and eventually fell into the ocean. But in general, they play that side of the map perfectly, where they're able to dodge so much damage.
Well, it just felt like Movistar Riders didn't have an answer. I mean, there's a reason you don't see a lot of Zarya D.Va. And I think they're just a bit too desperate to try and force Cloud9 onto things they don't like to play. I just counter, you know, play double hit scan or something, you know?
Yeah.
There's other way to counter than being fancy with Zarya and D.Va.
Potentially one more round for Cloud9 to be proceeding through the lower bracket. Movistar Riders very close to being knocked out here. This is the lower bracket. It's gone to all 5 maps. So close between these two teams. So contested.
Movistar Riders running the triple tank, triple DPS, single tank. Cloud9 with exactly the same, choosing not to run the D.Va in this situation. It's so powerful on City Center in particular. They're going to be having a bit of a brawl on the bottom. Movistar Riders have a very reactive style. Logix pressuring around here. Oh, nice. To find the early kill. No, he doesn't. Yeah, Gods fell. I thought that was
going to fall, yeah.
Pressure onto Surefour as well.
Discord Orb on him. Just a swift death there for him. Still trading these fights out. Movistar Riders winning this one. KAISER going to be falling as well as he tries to leap himself away. Doesn't really work out for him in the end. Now Logix has a pulse bomb, going to be recalling himself away. Still so much cap time here for Movistar Riders. And Finnsi on point, along with Logix. This tracking is actually supreme coming out from him.
Logix is so good at Tracer. And you were speaking before, Reinforced, that you felt like he wasn't hitting his online level yet. Is this what you were expecting from him, this kind of performance in this series so far?
Yes, I think that University was really the first time I saw him really stepped on the gas, so to speak. So he's really showing here on Oasis that he's sort of clutch.
Yeah.
It's really putting through here for Movistar Riders on the last map.
They've got a couple of real clutch players. Logix and XWoosH have had their moments in this tournament. Oh, and he finds it. He gets the jump on Surefour. Both of them having a little duel in the side, but realizes that the entirety of Cloud9 is actually there. He's already used up his blinks, but manages to escape. He's got the pulse bomb as well if they want to engage. This triple DPS comp is going to be able to contest the point for a long time with him just bouncing around. Oh, actually missed the pulse bomb.
Okay, KAISER just narrowly escaping death there in the end. Contesting the point up, almost 50% built up for Movistars, and they're going to be killing Adam as well. This is going to be putting an end to really the push attempt here for them. Kolsti following up the damage being done. Cloud9 just going for a little bit of an eco push there. They tried to force out ultimates, but Movistar Riders holding strong.
Yeah, but it took so long to take that one fight, and now we're looking at potentially only one fight for Movistar Riders to win this map out. Cloud9 having a lot of ultimates to work with here, but still they could have potentially forced out a lot more from Movistar Riders, showing a bit of aggression and putting some fear onto Movistar Riders.
xepheR as well is sticking to this Soldier 76, and they're not running the 2-2-2 comp that they have done for most of the tournament so far.
Oh,
very powerful into the triple DPS. Oh, not quite finding the jump on him there. Logix just
Dragon Blade used by XWoosH. He moves in. Sound Barrier used by Cloud9 to negate it. We're trading the ultimates 1-for-1. XWoosH will fall as well. He's definitely using the tactical visor to really no avail, and he will get brought down by the fadeaway Helix Rockets of Finnsi. Still trying to cut this one up, about 3/4 of the way down. Tactical visor being used by Finnsi once again, but he's being met with a very angry KAISER. The monkey just beating him down into the face. Transcendence being used now by Movistars. Going to be clinching it up. It will go to the overtime, but with Cloud9 currently with a 6-man advantage. Gods using his own little Dragon Blade, just trying to sequence up these kills for the rest of his team. They do get the recap, that's the most important section of this. If they can clear up the remaining players here, they are going to be in a position to potentially win this, but it's so close between these two teams. Movistar Riders 99%, and they need this round if they don't want to be going out.
Absolutely, this is their tournament lives on the line. neptuNo uses his sound barrier at the end of that one as well, so no support ultimates for a very long time. Finnsi making the switch over immediately as soon as he sees xepheR on D.Va. They are absolutely committed to running countercomps in this situation, but there's so much distance between the two and so difficult to generate the charge on it. xepheR's going to be playing the high ground, lots of mobility.
Again, it's going to be so hard for Finnsi to try and find the opportunities. That post bomb onto Kolsti in the end by Surefour. We're putting an end to it. Look at this aggression straight into the midst of it. Discord Orbs on point. They would not be able to get the push that they were looking for in the end.
The potential for a snowball to be building up here as well for Cloud9. They're in a nice situation. They've got both support ultimates coming online. They've got xepheR in a good situation. I think they're perfectly comfortable playing into the Zarya on this map in particular. And it's all sitting comfortable for them. This is their potential progress through the lower bracket here. If they can manage to beat out Movistar Riders, who so far they've just split maps with all across the board.
Cloud9 have got a lot of cap time already. It's already on to 70%. Movistar Riders playing the slow, patient game. Post-bomb committed. They're finding the frag. Still the healing coming in as well. Kolsti wants to try and win this one out for his team. Transcendence going to be used here. Kills trading on either side right now, but it looks like Cloud9 are coming out on top. Movistar Riders trying to win this fight out, but Finnsi will fall. Now it's going to be 3 players down for Movistar Riders. They have to back off if they want one more chance, one more fight potentially coming into this. And this is their tournament lives on the line. Cloud9, if they win this next fight, it's all over for Movistar Riders.
They've only got a single support ultimate as well. neptuNo uses sound barrier at the same time as Adam, but because they've been able to take way more fights and Adam stayed alive much longer, he's been able to generate his ultimate. This is it, the last fight for Movistar Riders. If they lose, if they win, they're through to the next stage. Sound barrier out from Adam.
XWoosH going to be using that Dragon Blade to full, no avail, gets counted out by many ultimates, but Surefour trying to stagger them out with the post bomb, collects the kill onto Dante, overtime, ticking over, Movistar Riders trying their hardest not to get kicked out of the tournament. Now it's going to be moving in as well. God's Dragon Blade collecting the kill onto Logix in the end. One more slice will bring an end. 3 players remaining for Movistar Riders. The overtime ticks down, and Cloud9 will be knocking out Movistar Riders.
Fantastic performance from the North American team. They brought in the Koreans recently.